Well, that wasn't the best transfer. I did practice a few times earlier after I fixed that video up, but can't be perfect all the time, right, folks? Got to have some other people do it and enjoy it every once in a while. But yeah, all right. Well, we are here. Welcome. Happy Monday. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Welcome to the Flipside. I'm Sam. I am the main dude, I guess you could say, here on the flip side. And we do have people on here every once in a while from other places. For example, my wife will join me quite frequently throughout the week. My buddy JT will also do the same thing. But generally speaking, on Monday, hello, Eric. Good to see you. Hello. Thank you for being here. Matthew, good to see you too. Hola to you as well. But generally speaking, yeah, Eric's here a lot, so he will show up from time to time and cause some gentle mayhem in the chat, but we enjoy that, so it's okay. That's a little warm. That's a little more warm than I thought it was going to be. Well, that's okay. Well, hey, listen. A couple of things I'm going to start doing here, and we'll talk more about this later on. Every single time I'm here, I'm going to ask you to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon, because over the last couple of weeks, I have been, he pays me to be here. I do not pay Eric to be here. Bushman is here of his own accord. I don't pay anybody to be here, unfortunately. But that's the kind of gentle mayhem you can expect from Eric Bushman. I don't even know if Bushman is his last name. Eric is his first. I think I remember his last name, but I'm not going to put it out there. Anyway, I enjoy that camaraderie, that kind of camaraderie, so I appreciate it. Anyway, over the last couple of weeks, I've been watching the subscriber numbers, and they've been fluctuating. And by fluctuating, I mean we'll go up to 7.25, and then I'm like, okay, fine, we hit that. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep going. Then the next morning, it's back to 7.24, and then I'm like, well, okay, that's normal. People come and people go, right? Sometimes high, sometimes low. Easy come, easy go. And if you get that reference, well, you're probably about as old as I am. Anyway, so this is something that's been on my mind, because literally for the last almost 14 days straight, we've been going 7.25, 7.24. 7.25, 7.24, 7.5, 7.24. So it's just been almost every day, bing, 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 bing. And so I'm really trying to, I really need to start educating myself on all of the different things that I can do to proliferate the channel as much as I can. And so that's one of the things that we're going to be doing this week. I'm going to talk to a buddy of mine that has a successful Instagram, and we're going to be talking to him, see what he does, and see what the kinds of things that he does to proliferate his channel. We're going to try to start mirroring some of that. Not all of it, because I understand that he's going to have different things that he does. He has a different audience. We have a different audience here. So, but what I'm doing is I'm looking for ideas. All right. So, and I am not a very... Will there be an upcoming review of the new G.I. Joe Axis and Allies? If I get a copy of it, absolutely. That sounds interesting to me, but I don't have it, so I don't know that, and it wasn't sent to me, so I don't know that we'll be able to even play it, let alone review it. But that's something that would be interesting to me. I grew up with G.I. Joe. I enjoyed all the movies. I enjoyed the cartoon. Never really. I think there were comic books. I never really read the comic books, but I did watch the cartoon growing up. I really enjoyed the two live action movies that came out, even though it was kind of strange, but I still enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. So I would love to do a review of JT is here. What's up, brother? How you doing, man? Um, so there's a lot of different things that I would love to do, just don't have it. And GI Joe Axis and Allies would be one of the things that I would love to do. I just don't have it. So we'll have to see. I'll keep my eye open for it. I don't think I have any connections that can get me a review copy, so I'm not going to actively seek that out. But if I see a copy of it in the store and it's not too extravagant as far as price is concerned, then I'll go ahead and pick it up and we'll do that, because that is something that interests me. But like I said earlier, just don't have it. So anyway, if you enjoy this content, if you enjoy hanging out here, like, subscribe, talk to your buddies about it, share it, and send them on over, and we'll try to keep them entertained, if I may say it that way. But anyway, this is just something I'm thinking about. The buddy of mine that I'm going to be talking about is in my church group, and he is he's one of those infectious personalities. When you get around him, you just want to keep talking to him. It's just that's the kind of person that he is, and I'm generally not like that. And I know that about myself. So that's kind of where, I know I'm not the, I'm not the kind of person that's just going to radiantly reach out to every single person. My face doesn't do that. My sense of humor doesn't really do that. Sometimes my sense of humor kind of shuts people off and shuts them down. So I get it, but I got to do something to try to get the channel to keep growing. It has grown really well over the last year. Not complaining at all. But I do believe that I'm at a point where I really have to start kind of hitting the books, as it were, and learning more about the tricks of the trade, if I can put them that way. I have no buddies. Sorry, you do. But again, don't... And when I say that, it's just a matter of I have to get into the habit of doing that. I have to get into the habit of saying those kinds of things, because people are drawn to calls to action. They are. I experienced that just this Sunday at church. Our pastor was preaching about planning. We've been doing a series the last 7 weeks on stronger marriages, and he was talking about the idea was that we as people choose to plan in a number of different areas of life, but we usually don't do that for our marriage. And why? We think it's illogical. We think it's need-worthy. We think that it's healthy to do that in every single area of our life. 5-year plans, 10-year plans. This is the goal that I want to set for this business proposition. This is what I want to do, but we don't do that with our marriages. So in that manner of talking, there have been a couple of different things that I've been wanting to do, and I just haven't pressed the gas pedal, and it was kind of a kick in the pants, and this is one of them. This is one of the things where I need to start educating myself and being better about getting marketing. Really is what it boils down to. I don't like using that word, but that's in essence what I'm talking about. Different ways that we can grow the channel by subscribers, but also how are we going to get there? And we've talked about some things that we're going to do when we hit 10,000. And it was strange because almost as soon as I started talking about that, subscribers started to kind of plateau at 7.25. So I tend to put a little bit too much thought into that kind of thing. That kind of thing. It's not true. You're quite radiant. Thank you, thank you, Eric. But so it's one of those things where I kind of get too much in my own head. Why did we stall out? What am I doing wrong? What am I doing this? And it might be that I'm not necessarily doing anything wrong. I'm just not doing some of the things that I should be doing. And that's what I need to find out. I need to find out what are the things that I should be doing. What should I be watching? What kind of, what are the algorithms that are out there that I need to start using to my advantage? What are the, anything. And so one of the guys in my city group is he's worked in marketing before. He's had that very go get 'em attitude, and so I'm going to try to tap that a little bit, or rather tap into that a little bit, and try to glean some information, glean some knowledge from him. He's willing to help, and he's willing to share those things with me. So that's something we're going to do. Now we touched on that whole path to 10,000. Geez, sounds like me. Well, we try to be transparent here. So if we have things in common, good or bad, that's because we are just normal people, just like everybody else. And that's kind of how we like to try to keep things here on the flip side. We try to keep things very much transparent, very much kind of WYSIWYG. What you see is what you get. And we believe that will resonate with people when we do that, and hopefully, we've gotten 7.25 thousand subscribers is more than I would have thought. Now, of course, dreams are one thing, but as far as reality is concerned, that's more than I would have thought I would have been able to attain in a year. A lot of people have channels and they work very hard on them, and they don't get that in 2 years or 3. So I'm very, very fortunate. I'm very happy to be where I'm at, but I want to keep going, So that's where we are headed. Now, as far as the road to 10,000, that's one other thing that we're going to, we've got about 2.75 thousand subscribers, 2,750 subscribers to go before we hit 2,000. I'm sorry, 10,000. Maybe I need to learn how to count first. So how are we going to get there? The short answer to that is I have no clue. I have no clue. Well, it's probably a misnomer. I have some ideas, but how that's going to come about, I have no idea. How some of those ideas are going to come about, I don't know how to get there. I know some of the things that I need to do. I know some of the things that I can do, but how? How is that going to work out? Well, Go Stars and Mavs. Are the Mavericks still in it? I didn't know that. I knew the Stars were. Vanessa's here. Good to see you, Vanessa. Hello, hello. Actually, I didn't know the Stars were here. I watched, because I'm watching the hockey, the NHL finals, Stanley Cup finals, sorry, on Hulu, and I'm almost like a game behind, and I don't really mind because I don't really keep my eye on the news as far as that's concerned. So I'm not really worried about spoiling anything. I'm not keeping track of who's winning what. I watched the Panthers. I watched the Panthers almost that entire series, and watched them put the Bruins back to sleep, which is kind of cool. I've been in that arena. I've gone to watch there in Sunrise. I've taken the youth group when I was the youth pastor down there in Florida. I took the youth group to go watch a hockey game. It was Panthers versus the Blackhawks. That's why I took them, as Blackhawks were in town. But so that was cool to watch. I enjoyed watching the Panthers and Bruins series, and how that all played out. I also have been watching the Stars and the Avalanche. I've always had kind of a very tenuous connection to the Avalanche. I loved watching Patrick Waugh play, and he was with the Canadiens, I believe. He was with the Canadiens, and he got traded to the Avalanche when they became an expansion team. And I just liked watching Patrick Waugh play. Joe Sakic is an amazing guy, amazing player, and so all of that was interesting. I'm from Texas, so used to watch Mike Modano, Eddie Belfour. Used to be a Blackhawks goalie. Went down to Dallas as well, and so there's a lot of connections to a lot of the teams that are out there. Blackhawks aren't in it. I wish they were, but we'll see how that goes. Anyway, I watched game. What was it? I want to say it was game 5 of the between the Stars and the Avs, and of course the Avs won that game. So now it was 3-1. Now it's 3-2, and I haven't watched game 6 yet, so I don't know. I think Matthew, though, is telling me that he has the Stars have moved on to the conference finals. That will be cool. Let's see. Brad is here. Good to see you. Karen's here. All right. Already said hi to Vanessa. Good to see you. Brad Diamond is here. Hey, Sam. Getting close to 10K. Yeah, we're getting close, but we've kind of stalled out. So we need to find a way to crank that engine back up and keep moving forward. We were getting. I don't know, it seemed like we were getting about 100 subscribers a week, getting up to 7.25. And there would be jumps, and there would be, people would leave, and other people would fill their shoes and all that kind of stuff. But for the last almost 3 weeks, we've been kind of sitting at 7.25. So we got to figure out a way to keep moving forward. Spurs will make playoffs next year. That's a mighty prediction. Actually, and I've said this before, I used to go watch the Spurs all the time. Well, not all the time, but that's a figure of speech. You get it. I used to go watch the Spurs a lot when I was a kid, back when George Gervin was playing. Before the Alamo Dome, before any of that kind of stuff. We used to go watch the Spurs play. Can't even remember the name of the Coliseum, but it was downtown, but it was before the Alamo Dome came. We used to go in there and watch the Spurs play all the time as a kid. But basketball is my least favorite sport by far. Now, I've enjoyed watching basketball over the years at certain times. Being a Chicago fan, watching Michael Jordan and the Bulls dominate, that was something to behold. But it feels like now the game is just not what it used to be. It just feels that way to me. And it just has changed, and I don't like it. There's a lot of flopping. I don't watch soccer a lot because I feel like there's a lot of flopping in soccer. I mean, it's built a reputation. Soccer has built a reputation of players just flopping and drawing the penalty and all of that kind of stuff. And, I'm not a big fan of that. And there just seems to be a lot of that happening now in basketball as well. Embellishments are rampant, and I just don't like it. So I never really enjoyed basketball that much anyway, and now that seems to be like the driving force behind, it's like, I don't feel like watching this. It's just fake. I don't know. If you get penalized, by all means, it should be called. But when you try to make something look like more than it is, blah. Go back to Pop Warner. I just don't like it. Don't like it at all. Yeah, the Freeman Coliseum. Thank you. Thank you, Joel. I was thinking the Joe Freeman Coliseum, but I just couldn't remember if if Freeman was the name of the. I haven't been there in so long, so and I'm not good with names to begin with. So anyway, I just couldn't remember if that was the right place. But thank you for refreshing my memory there, Joe. Powell Family Farm is here. Hey Sam, good Monday to you. Good Monday to you too. Thank you for being here. Nuno Lucas is here. 18 people watching, 2 lights. Come on, people. Aren't you guys enjoying the conversation? Yeah, that's one way to do it. Basketball has a squeaky shoe problem. Yeah, well, that's just because of the... I'm not worried so much about that. I'm not a fan of basketball, Brad says, and all the super teams that have been going on for the past couple of years. Yes, I hate the flop. I totally agree. Yeah, I just don't like it. I've also found that super teams don't generally work. I'm very much in the Olympics, I guess so. But for me, in the Olympics, used to be amateur. And if you were a pro, you couldn't be on an Olympic team. And I don't know exactly when that started, but I don't like dream teams. I don't like them. Because going in and trying to dominate a sport, I don't know. It just takes something away from it. I'm definitely not one of those people that just love to, everybody gets a participation trophy. I'm not one of those people. But stacking the deck is what a dream team feels like. So I've just never really been. It's fun to watch. It's cool to see all those people out on the ice or out on the court at the same time playing, and I guess, but I don't know. I just never really liked that. I always thought the Olympics should stay amateur and keep the pros. Let the pros do their thing. They're making money. They're making a living. Leave the Olympics for the amateurs, for the up and comers. Whatever. Okay, liked. Right. Do we have to twist your arm there, pal? Thank you. Dream teams don't seem fair to the rest of the athletes. Well, that's probably true. Those countries that don't have athletes that are professional, it's, it just seems like there's a difference there that needs to be protected rather than anything else. But anyway, that's one of the things. But yeah, I do think that we went off on that tangent. Let's get back to the channel. As far as the road to 10,000. All right. So one of the things that Jess and I have already been talking about are giveaways. We're going to, and again, we're just kind of spitballing here. You know what I'm saying? So giveaways is one thing that we're talking about. But giveaways might incur some kind of extra expense, and we're not really fans of that. So, those are the things that we're really kind of mulling around in our head. So, other thing that we're talking about, more reels or shorts. And or shorts, because I am thinking about making more videos to proliferate Instagram and have Instagram feed into YouTube. Now, I know that those aren't necessarily things that feed off of each other, but they can be. So that's one of the things we're going to be doing is we're going to start doing more reels, more shorts. And the reels, of course, I have my the link to our YouTube channel in the bio of Instagram. So we're going to start posting more videos there, get more people watching there, and hopefully that will funnel people back into the Flipside here. Giveaways work. Yep, I know they do. Do you share your review videos on others and others on BGG? Yes. A matter of fact, I was behind. That's one thing, but I do try to do that for Board Game Geek as well. Now, I don't put everything up on the web. So if I do playthroughs and if I do reviews, those two things I try to put up over on YouTube. I'm sorry, Board Game Geek. But we will. It's and again, don't take this the wrong way. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to get caught up on it. It's not as much work if I continually stay on it, video by video. But that don't take that as me saying I don't want to work. That's not what I'm saying at all. But since I'm a one-man show, I do have to try to be a little bit more efficient with what I'm working and what I'm spending my time on. And so things like this, where I'm kind of spitballing with you guys, things like the meeting that I'm going to have with my buddy in my city group, and spitballing things that's efficient use of my time because I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm trying to flesh out these thoughts and all that kind of stuff. So don't get me wrong. It's not that I don't want to work. I definitely want to work. I definitely am going to work. But I do need to make sure that we're doing things that are efficient and conducive to growth. Let's see here. I guess that rules an all-out expenses paid to... Yeah, that kind of rules out an all expenses paid trip to Wenatchee. But you never know. Sam has to start hustling. Every day I'm hustling. Yeah, well, throw punch lunch relaunch. That's another thing that that I have already been thinking about. I don't know that we'll call it throw punch lunch. We'll have some other type of name on it. But that is something that we've already started talking about. And the reason why that would be something that we're looking at is because the people who are contributors to that variety show will also be proliferating that variety show on their channels and their social media, and so that will pull more people in. That's why one of the things that we've been thinking about has been a variety show of sorts. Matter of fact, the 3 videos that Les Chung put up, that was him doing that was originally an idea that he was one of the people that I contacted to do a segment for a throat punch lunch-esque relaunch here on the Flipside. So that is something that we're thinking about, so that is a good idea. Are you uploading to Rumble as well? I know it's not huge, but may get some more eyes on the channel. Rumble. I don't even know what Rumble is, brother. Rumble. I will look up that. Do your best as you do. Also realize this process of getting traction online is tough, I would imagine, and slow. I know. I absolutely know that, Nuno. That's why I'm surprised that we got to 7,000 as fast as we did, because normally I know it takes people a lot long. Keeping the whole viral stuff to a minimum. I don't expect any of my stuff to ever go viral because I'm just not a viral video kind of person. And more often than not, the things that I do here on the channel aren't going to be outlandish enough to become viral. I'm not, you know, be it as it may, I'm not going to start, you know, Tom and I are great friends, and some of the things that he's done, throwing board games off the roof, throwing them into the trash, and all of this kind of stuff, it grabbed a lot of attention. And I always wanted to try to do stuff that would, you know, for the longest time, I wanted to make destruction videos. You know, way back when there was this like bend where destruction videos were all the rage. And during that time, I was like, dude, we could totally do this. But, you know, we bantered about it back and forth. And there was always the overarching, no way we're going to do this. But we talked about how we could definitely do that. And so, but anyway, again, that's a little bit of a tangent. The things that I do here, I'm not going to do that kind of stuff. And I'm not going to do the kind of stuff that's going to draw that kind of attention. You know, I've been noticing, and again, there's a difference, a huge difference in the amount of audience that the Dice Tower has and the amount of audience that we have here on the Flipside. And I'm very happy, very glad to be able to contribute to that audience again. But I will say that more often than not, the negative comments that I get come from people that are on the Dice Tower. And I know it's just because that's a larger audience. So the chances of there being the more unsavory types that are going to post those nasty comments are going to be there, and they're not going to be here because we have a smaller community. But that's one of the things that I love about the Flipside, is that generally speaking, most of the people that are here are here because they are of the same mind, of the same community mindset, and I love that. But at the same time, I want to grow, because I know there's more than 7,000 community-minded people out there. So I want to get more people here. I just don't know exactly how I'm going to get, how I want to go about doing it, so that I can try at least to curate the community that we want here. So again, I don't know exactly how that's going to work out, but we're going to try. Post lead time schedule helps. Yeah. You'll notice that I am keeping notes here. Posted schedule. Maybe weekly. Yep, we could definitely do that. Throw punch lunch is epic. Yes, I know. But I just wrote down different name, maybe, question mark. So I don't know that I would not be able to name it Throw Punch Lunch, because that's what it was named when I was with the Dice Tower. And I know it was my variety show, but it was a Dice Tower publication. So I don't know that I'd be able to name it Throw Punch Lunch anyway. I'd have to have a discussion with Tom about it. But I don't even know if I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I did write down, though, Throw Punch Lunch Relaunch, question mark. Different name, ... maybe, question mark. So it, you know, I do have it written down. I do have it there. Would you ever start a podcast? That's a good question. Actually, I do have one person, Tim Mativier. He is the person who coordinates the Dice Tower West convention. he has reached out and said he wanted to do something, but he wanted to do it for the Dice Tower. He didn't want to do it just to start something, he and I, on our own. He wanted us to collaborate on it and produce it for the Dice Tower channel, the Dice Tower network. Maybe that would be something that, there was one where I was doing one with a kind of a revamp of Board Game Spotlight with Ruel Gavriola and Derek Funkhauser. Derek, after a couple of episodes, and just because of things how things were going in his life, and he wanted to focus more on his family, and he needed to cut some stuff away, and Board Game Spotlight was one of the things that he needed to cut away with work and family and all this other kind of stuff that was happening. So the Board Game Spotlight revamp that we were kind of trying to do through Love Thy Nerd just didn't get off the ground. Ruel is super busy, and he is also super busy with a lot of highfalutin board game personalities. So for him to take some time away from all of that to do stuff with me would probably be a step backwards for him. So I'm just going to let him, I'm going to let that idea kind of fly away, because we did talk about continuing to do a podcast together without Derek, and maybe adding a third person from somewhere else. But with him doing so much with those people, like the upper echelon of, I call them the pretty people. And I don't mean that as like a derisive comment. That's not what I mean at all. It's just that there's a difference between this and all of that. And so I realized that. And I just don't think, I'm not going to bark up that tree, because I don't think that tree really cares. And I don't mean that, gosh, man, I need to shut up sometimes. That's not what they're doing their thing, and there's no reason for them to do things with someone on my level, because their thing is taken off. So there's no reason for them to I think you get it. I think you get what I'm trying to say. I just don't, I don't think I'm not going to spend my energy and my time chasing that, because I don't think it's ever going to come to fruition. So I'm not going to worry about it. So boom. But I will put podcast with Tim, ? With another creator, ? That's an idea. That is an idea. But we'll have to see where that goes. Thank you. Appreciate it. I don't know what's Rumble. I'd follow on Rumble. Anytime anyone has a channel on Rumble, I will actively watch their stuff and skip YouTube. Okay, well, that sounds like starting all over again, frankly. I've put a lot of work into this YouTube channel. I don't know that I would start a new channel somewhere else. I mean, I guess I just post to both places. But I don't know. I'm going to put the YouTube alternative. Let's see here. Live call-ins, so I can harass you in real time. I don't know. I like the 30-second bumper I have there, Eric. Live call-ins. I'd have to look into how to do that. That would be fun though. I would not mind having live call-ins. That sounds like it would be a fun idea. I don't know. I get nasty sometimes. Let's see. Rumble, nasty meaning mean. Whatever. Okay, he said it. Rumble is a YouTube alternative, less censorious. I don't know. Okay. Game board punch brunch. We'll work on that. That's. I'm going to fake write that down. There we go. Got it. More visits in Roy's group. That is something that I will look into because I like spending time with Roy and with Lance. Roy collabs. And I'm going to put Lance collabs, etc. Because I do like collaborations. I think the problem that we usually run into, I apologize for wiping my nose. I do like collaborations, and I like doing them a lot. I think the problem that we usually run into with content creators is that we get so busy creating our own things that we have less time to collaborate, and our time becomes less flexible the more that we're doing. But that's something that we'll look into. I do like doing collaborations, but who to do collaborations with, and I think the people that I would want to collaborate more with so that I can help draw more people to this channel, what good does it get them? Because normally that's going to give, if I'm collaborating with somebody to draw more people to visit my channel, the likelihood that the person I'm wanting to collaborate with is larger than I am. They have less incentive to collaborate with me because the draw is just not there, right? So, and again, I'm not having a defeatist. I have a very realist attitude towards this kind of stuff. Why would anybody want to collaborate with me? Cricket noise. Why would I want to collaborate with somebody else? Well, because I just like collaborating with people. I'll collaborate with people that are channels smaller than mine just because I enjoy hanging out with people and I enjoy spending time with people who have like interests. Is that good for the channel? Not necessarily. But it is kind of in a way because the people who watch the stuff on our channel get more out of that kind of stuff. They get to see people that maybe they hadn't seen or they didn't know about, that kind of stuff. And I guess the same way would be true if I was to collaborate with somebody else. But again, it doesn't help them, so to speak. It might help me, but it probably, definitely doesn't help them. So they might construe that as a waste of time, which, I don't know. But I love doing collaborations. So Roy, Lance, more stuff, yep. 10 games in 10 minutes? I don't even know that I could do that, honestly. I know that the Dice Tower does it. And, they've really kind of leaned into it with, I don't know, it was something like 45 games in 15 minutes. I'm like, I guess if you're just giving your opinion, but you really don't get to give much more than that, right? And I've always been the kind of person that I want to tell you how the game is played during my review. Not all the little tidbits, but some of them. so that you understand what the game is before I start telling you about what I like and what I don't like about it. And then finally, by giving a rating of it, there's something in my head, at least, and this is something that Tom tried to get out of me, but he just never was very good at it. I'm not a huge fan of like super short reviews. Tom would always try to get his reviews to 10 minutes or less. I tried, people, and the only ones that I could even get close to are little dinky card games. And of course, that's not my wheelhouse, so I didn't want to do those reviews, and it just got to be to where, I tried to get them under 20 minutes. And I got pretty good at doing that before I left the Dice Tower. And now I'm doing live reviews that are anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour. But the live reviews, I think, are cool because, if people just show up for them, we could literally have a great conversation about the game right here. And I don't know, maybe it's better in concept than it is in practicality, but I enjoy doing them. It does help me with getting reviews out and not having to spend as much time editing with them. But I don't know. But I think going back to a posted schedule, what Eric was saying earlier, I think that'll help with more views on. Hold on for a second. I'm going to look at something because I did post. I posted a week in advance for the live review of Orange Shell Overcome. Yeah, but see, look at that. I did that 5 days ago, and it's only got 178 reviews. I posted it on, I think Liberation Game Design posted it in their Kickstarter. I posted it on the page on Board Game Geek. I let people know we were doing it like 2 or 3 hours in advance. The day of, I scheduled that a week ahead of time, and it still only has 178 views. And I guess I get that it's a year-old game and people already kind of know about it and all that kind of stuff, but I don't know. A live solo play of Harmonies has 173 videos in 24 hours less time. Our live play of Castles of Mad King Ludwig has the same amount, and that was just 2 days ago. So it's been there half as long, and it already has the same number of views. And then our Jesse's and mine live Q&A on Saturday morning has more views than Castles of Mad King Ludwig. So I don't know. I know that people just aren't in on long form content. That's really where all this is tracking, but I don't know. Live discussions with others, like a panel. I've actually done a few with Ant Lab Games. Yeah, that's cool. Live panel discussions. And I do have the ability, I have StreamYard, so I need to, and I got StreamYard, actually have a pay account for StreamYard because I wanted to start doing that. So I'm going to look into that more as well. These are things that, I'm not saying that we're going to do all of these things, but I'm using you guys as a sounding board, spitball, session, so that we can see what lands and what doesn't. Love your authenticity. I'd hate for that to get lost in the quest for subs. And that's exactly what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to, no, you don't have to worry about that, Ryan, at all. I'm not saying you leave YouTube, just upload in both places. I get you. My friend would have loved to do a collaboration with you, but sadly he's discontinued his channel. Well, that sucks. Potential spam. Well, we're not going to answer you then. Maybe a live or even taped of your monthly game group, whatever that place is. Steamers West. That's something we could definitely do for shorts, because we could definitely do that. Yeah, I think that I'm just going to put a star beside more shorts because I think that's something we're just definitely going to do. Yeah. Live reviews are great, Eric. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Matthew says, I like the live reviews as well. Cool. 45 is a lot. I don't even know what that's talking about. Oh, 45 games. Yeah, that's a lot. Even a short of it, absolutely. Podcast would be cool. Yeah, that's something I can definitely do with JT as well. I'm not forgetting you, buddy. Don't ever think that. But yeah, that's something we could do. Luke Hector of the Broken Meeple loves collaborating with smaller channels to help them get views. And I know Luke. He's a great guy. We've spent a lot of time together when I've been over in for UKGE and that kind of stuff. We spend a lot of time doing stuff together. So I know Luke. He's a good guy. If you enjoy doing it, then continue to do them. Absolutely. Yeah. No. Please understand that I'm not trying to stop. I'm not talking about stopping anything that I'm currently doing. What I'm talking about doing is taking it to the next level. You know, keep everything that we're currently doing the same, and what can I add to that will generate more traffic. That's what I'm talking about. I am not talking about, okay, we're going to stop doing this and start doing this. No. Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Would you like to come say hello? Hey. Excuse me, sir. Making all that noise down there. You want to come say hi? No? Come here. Come up here. What are you doing? Huh? You got dirt and grass all over you. He was rolling around in the ground, in the grass out in the front yard before we came in here. So he still has some of that grass and dirt all over him. He was just scratching his ears. We need to get that ear cleaning solution out there, don't we, buddy? Yeah, I'm going to get that done. Anyway. See, sometimes you have puppy distractions here on the flip side. That's just the way things are. Maybe Strider should be the face of the franchise. It's probably true. Who doesn't love a chocolate lab? Right? Right, Buppers? Yeah? Yes. Oh, the scratchy spot, Papa. Yeah. Yes. Oh, that's making me thumpy thump thump. I know. Let's see here. If it makes you feel better, I bought harmonies based on the live play. Well, yeah, that is cool because that's what I do enjoy doing. I love providing content that pushes people towards games that they're going to enjoy. I love that because, you know, that's one of the most rewarding parts of a job like this. You get to share things with people that they're going to then be able to take and enjoy with, you know, by themselves or with their loved ones or what have you. So it does help. So I appreciate that. Live reviews are the best. Karen says, thank you. I've noticed Dice Tower does not respond to the chat like they used to. You're great at that. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Hate to say it, but YouTube's been pushing the shorts thing lately. Yep. And I don't mean tiny pants. That's funny. I think the Dice Tower chats are so big that they just can't get to everything, so they just sort of ignore it. There is something to that. When you have, I mean, we've got, gee whiz, I don't even know how many people we have here right now. We have 23 watching now. So when you have 20 to 30 people watching, the ability to keep up with what everybody is saying is much easier than if you have, say, 4 times that, which is kind of what was normal for me back then, is about 100 people in the chat. It's really easy to just, you are so far behind, there's no way you're going to catch up. So you have to start skipping stuff. But that's just a, kind of a thing about their own thing. How about a versus segment where you take two games and discuss which is better, maybe breaking it into different categories: components, rules, themes, replayability. That might be a good thing. Compare two games in a set of categories. Good idea. Is JT here? Thought I smelled him. No, wait, that's me. Joe, I like the comparison deep dive idea. Yep. Continue to spit on me. I mean spitball. Yeah, no, I'm not going to spit on you. Leo Jimenez. What do you think of interviews with publishers, authors, and even other content creators about the hobby? Cheers from Brazil. Hey, thank you for being here, Leo. That's a good idea. Again, but that goes back to the collaboration discussion we were talking about earlier. Especially if you start talking about getting outside of your own time zone. Now you have to do a whole lot of time gymnastics to try to find times that are good for you. You know, when somebody on the East Coast says 3 o'clock is great for me, that means it's noon for me. Or when somebody says, well, I can do it at 11 a.m. That's 8 o'clock in the morning for me. So it's not impossible. Well, 8 o'clock would be impossible because that's when I take the kid to school. But it's not impossible to find time that is good for everybody. It's not impossible, but it's harder than me doing something here, on my own, being kind of the lord of my own schedule. Strider is the mascot. Puppy distractions are the best. They are. They're the best kind of distractions, that are. But we'll put that down. Interviews, because again, I'm not poo-pooing the idea. It's just with publishers, content creators, or designers. Yep. I should go back and watch the Harmonies playthrough. I'm bummed I missed that one live. Yeah. I played it twice. That's how fast it was. Which is one of the cool things about it. It does give you the idea of practicing and learning how to use the game's mechanisms to your ability, to the best of your ability, rather. But yeah, Harmonies is pretty fun. Single solo mode. Dog Day Afternoon, you got that right. Cross-channel game tournaments, if you know enough other channels. I guess maybe, but that's a whole lot of logistics. Cross-channel game tournaments. I want a star. I'm thinking I must need to go on my computer. Well, those who have stars are members of the channel, and we have 4 different membership levels. They're all Goonies themed. There is a Chester Copperpot. There is a Hey You Guys. There is a Goonies. And then there is a Truffle Shuffle. So there's 4 different levels of membership. a monthly membership that you can do on the channel there, and that's what those stars are from, our channel memberships on YouTube. Time gymnastics. I'm in Chattanooga and you're in Japan or Russia or whatever, and I still catch you live. I'm not in Japan or Russia. I'm in the Pacific Northwest. Doing skits is out of the question. Oh, is doing skits out of the question? I guess that's what that meant. Is doing skits out of the question? I wouldn't say out of the question. Yeah, that's what I figured you meant. I wouldn't say it's out of the question. But one of the things that makes skits fun is good writing. And I don't know that I necessarily have the ability to write good scripts that will translate into good skits. I've never tried it before, so maybe I can. But it would be one of those things where I would have to see how it goes. I can't remember what membership level I'm at. Yeah, that's fine. Can't find memberships. That's why I think maybe I need to go on my computer. Yeah, I don't know that it's... Let me see. Let me check my phone. No, not that. View channel. Yeah, I don't think there's anywhere to go. Oh, no, if you scroll over, like if you have Flipside pulled up on your phone, I don't know exactly how it looks for you, but it'll say home, videos, shorts, live, playlists. You can actually scroll that over to the left, and that will then take you to the memberships will show up there. If you click on membership, then it gives you the ability to choose all that kind of stuff. So if you want to do that, that would be great. That's a great way to support the channel. I appreciate it. I'm not a good actor, JT says. I don't know that I'm really that great at acting either. I did do some acting in college for my speech minor. I had to have a speaking role in a major college production. I was Borachio in, oh goodness, I can't remember the name. Much Ado About Nothing. Shakespeare's Much Ado About Nothing. I was Borachio. So that was fun. And I did, you have to do acting and dramatic V and distance and all that kind of stuff with your regular speech courses as well. So I dabbled in it a little bit, but I don't know that I would be a good actor. Fair. I deserve a Tony. Yes, you are, JT. You act like you tolerate Sam very well. There might be some truth to that. I like live reviews and when they're live because I can interact. Watching it later is less interesting because of the dead air. Yes, I know. That could change more people. More people were able to participate in the live review. Understood. I get it. I'm going to write down skits. Just because. I can't believe that they left Romeo out of the Shakespeare Unmatched set. What did they put into that? Unmatched. Let's see, where is it? Can't remember what it was called. Slings and Arrows, that's what it is. So who did they have in there? Globe Theater's battlefield. William Shakespeare steps up to fight three of his wondrous characters, the Wayward Sisters, Hamlet, and Titiana. Huh. I think that's a pretty cool thing. Oh. Oh, okay. Shakespeare's deck, designed by Jonathan Guberman, was one of the winning decks in a 2020 design competition, and it rewards players for completing lines in iambic pentameter. The Wayward Sisters, a runner-up in that competition from Jason Hager, is a multi-hero deck that challenges you to bring the Witch's Potion machinations to life with cunning coordination. That sounds cool. And then Hamlet is probably just kick butt. That's cool. I would love to try that out. Hopefully, maybe I'll be able to get a copy at Origins. I am going to be at Origins, though. That's a pretty cool thing. Let's see. Zombie Romeo. It's because he died. That's true, JT. Good job. Well done. Dinner time. Catch you later. See you later, Vanessa. She's probably already gone. With content producers and designers, it would be something like the player behind the professional. Yes. Preferences, curiosities. Yes. Very good. I totally understand that. Person behind, or rather player behind. I actually wrote down person behind the player. Romeo would kick the crap out of Hamlet. Maybe. Vanessa, it was published in 1597. Spoilers must have an expiration date. Absolutely true. If you don't know that Romeo died, yeah. Well, let's see. We've got a lot of cool stuff here. What have we got coming up this week? Well, this week we have, let's see, tonight JT and I are going to be recording our top 10, and we're going to break it into, of course, our bottom 5 and our top 5. Bottom 5 over on the Dice Tower, top 5 here on the flip side. We're going to be recording our games from 2017 today. And then tomorrow we'll, of course, go forward with our It Belongs in a Museum in the morning, and then Time Honor Tuesdays on tomorrow afternoon. Wednesday will be a live review. The live review will be, see, I haven't really made this determination yet, and this is part of the problem for me. But because I have a lot of things that I could review, but some of those things that I could review, I haven't played enough, in my opinion, to review them yet. So I'm not really ready. I could do a review of them because I understand the game. I know how to play the game. I know what I like and I dislike about it, but I really haven't played it as much as I possibly could. So that's one of my problems. So there will be a live review this week. I just don't know what it will be of. But what I will try to do is I'll try to have 2 games ready, and I'll when I schedule the one, I will also schedule the other for next week. So that is something I can try to start working forward to. Thursday will be a solo game, and then Friday will be our regular live play that hopefully. Oh well, there you have it. See, look at that, Dabawala. Dabawala. I'd be interested in first impressions videos recorded immediately after your first play of the game and other players' thoughts too. That's a great idea, Ryan, and I would love to do that kind of thing. However, I don't like putting people on the spot with because while some people are very good at articulating how they feel about a certain game on a first impression, other people are not as good at it. And sometimes it can be a very 50-50 type thing. And so if you have 4 people sitting at the table, turning on a camera, whether it's with a phone or what have you, and recording a first impressions video can really upset the mood at the table. It immediately brings to life people's anxieties almost. And again, sometimes, not all the time. But I get what you're saying, and I wouldn't mind making those kinds of videos myself. That would be something that I could easily do. First impression videos wouldn't take that long. Hi, buddy. You probably need to go outside, don't you? Yeah. So I get what you're saying, though. First impressions. Understood. That's a good idea, Ryan. Yep. What people? JT and Jess? Impressions are usually after plays. Yeah, I know. I get it. I know exactly what you're talking about. But actually, that's a great thing that you just said, Eric, because Jess could do it, but I know that would Jess would not be comfortable in that situation if I were recording it. We talk about it all the time. We do after every play. We talk about the things that we liked. We talk about the things that, so I'll talk to her about it. But JT, I think, is very good about articulating his opinions on a first play of a game. Absolutely good at it. And I think he would be very comfortable with it. But Jess, I don't know, would be very comfortable with it. I know she could do it, and I know that she would do it, but would she be comfortable doing it? That's another thing, and that's something I'd have to talk to her about, whether she would be comfortable in that kind of a situation. But actually, those 2 people that you mentioned, Eric, are a great example of what I was talking about and how it's almost like a 50-50 divide on people who are comfortable doing that kind of thing and people who are not comfortable doing it. I could be wrong, and Jess would be absolutely comfortable doing something like that. I could be absolutely wrong, but there are a lot of things that Jess can absolutely do, and she does them well. But if you talk to her about it, it's like, yeah, I don't really like doing that kind of stuff, but I do it, that kind of stuff. So I just want to make sure that I do have people who are at ease while they're on camera, and they're not, and I'm not causing them stress. That's all I would be. Jess would be fine. I imagine she probably would, but it's just something that I can't commit her to right now. I don't volunteer my wife to do anything unless I know it's going to be something that she's going to enjoy. And I don't know for a fact that she would be comfortable sharing her first opinions, her first impressions of a game on camera to be given out to the world. Will she talk to JT and I about how she talked? Yes, she does. Absolutely. But I'm just not going to assume. You know what I mean? So I totally get, yes, she would be fine. She probably would be. And yes, it is a good idea. But it's just not something that I'm going to commit to without doing some due diligence before that. We could do a 10 to 15 minute first impressions after our Friday play for a video. I know. That's exactly. She is great on camera, Eric. She is. She absolutely is. She is an absolute boon to the channel. Absolute. She's a great person. She's a great personality. I cannot agree with you more. It's just the way she is, and I love it about her. Just one of the things. But I also know that there are things that make her stressful, that give her stress. She battles through them, she gets through them, and you probably wouldn't be able to tell the difference, but there are things that cause her stress, and I don't want to do that. So I have to talk to her about it first. Would Jess be more comfortable saying her first impressions as a guest on a podcast? You would start every now and then, maybe. That's absolutely something we could do. How about a counterpoint where you and JT discuss a game where both of you have differing opinions and why you differ? I would be open to that, Joe. But one of the things that I'm striving to do here on the flip side is to be as positive as possible. And and part of the reason for that is because of the perceived persona that I had at the Dice Tower, of being the curmudgeon, of being the person who would just be grumpy all the time and always had dissenting opinions from everybody else. And so I guess I'm a little bit gun shy about stepping back into that possible perceived role. And I just don't want to do it. I do not agree with a lot of people, but for that to be the main thing, even if it's just for one video, I don't know that I want to do that. But I mean, JT and I disagree on a lot of things as far as games are concerned. His wheelhouse is very different than my wheelhouse. And we definitely could do that, but I wouldn't want to do it where either of us could possibly be perceived as the curmudgeon. And because I know how that made me feel, and I'm not going to, I don't want to push that upon I don't want to feel that way again, and I don't want to put that on to anybody else where they could possibly fall into that role. So it could be that I'm just a little bit gun shy. JT has pretty thick skin. He has to for his regular 9 to 5. But I want the things that we do here on the channel to be a release of stress, not a cause and effect for more stress. So we'll see. We'll talk about it. I'll write it down. Let's see here. What was it? Point, counterpoint. That's what I'll do. Point, counterpoint, videos. Another thing, and JT knows this, I'll do videos with him all day long, twice on Sunday. But another thing that I have to be very conscious about is that he has a regular, like 9 to 5, and often it's much more than just 9 to 5 job. And on top of that, he's got a kid, he's got a wife, he's got a family. So I have to be very respectful about JT's time, and I don't. I can't pay JT to be here. I would love to, absolutely would love, but I don't even. The channel doesn't make enough money for me, let alone anybody else. As far as being even definitely not a full-time viable income, but even just a moonlighting type job doesn't really pull the hat there either. So I have to be very careful about what I'm planning to do. That's not going to sap more time from other people. That's going to pull them away from different responsibilities and requirements that they have for their lives. So I have to be careful. I'm writing all of it down. Don't get me wrong. But there's a lot here that, we won't be able to do all of it. We're going to have to pick and choose. She is too sweet. You got that right. He wants to say that JT is not always so positive. That's not it, man. I don't want to, because it's a conscious effort for me to not talk poorly about a game that I don't like. Which is different than just stating that I don't like the game. It's not for me. I'm much more of opinion now that I would rather go that route. This game is not for me, but this is who it would be for. This is where this is done well, this is done well, and this is done well. And if you like those things, go check it out. I would much rather be of the type of content creator that wants to do that, rather than just say, this game is stupid, I hate it, I don't like it, I'm never going to play it again, and this is why, and if you play this game, you're stupid. Now, I know that's hyperbole, and I overstated that, but I would much rather go the route of, this game's not for me, but this is what it did well, this is what it did well, and this is what it did well. If you like those things, go get it, because you'll probably enjoy it. I would much rather do that than go the other way. And I think, again, first impressions, a point counterpoint might devolve into, I hate this game, it's stupid. And you on the other side of the table are stupid for liking it. And I don't ever want to get that way. I don't want the possibility of that to come out onto the channel. So it's just what it is. Do two different games, one JT Pro, you Pro on the other balanced. That might be a good idea. Let me see. There was a versus segment. I'm just going to draw an arrow that connects the versus segment to point counterpoint. Pro for 1, JT Pro for 1, Sam Pro for another. That might be something we look into. JT is Iron Man. That's how I can pick on him so well. Let's see here. Yeah, it always bothered me when you had a problem with the top 10 guy's voice. LOL. Throw punch, kidding. Always like your game choices. Thank you, Nixit. Appreciate it. Thank you for being here. See, yes, positivity. We all need more of that. Yes, we do, Karen. Thank you. The only stress board games will ever give me when I can't find one that I want when I want to buy it. Respectful? The heck with that. No. Controversy sells. But who's buying? This game sucks and so do you. Sounds like a good video series. but code names. Codenames Pictures is actually really fun. The rest of it I don't like. It's not for me. Love Curmudgeon Sam, but I get why you're leaving that persona behind. Also, I miss the dice steeple. Yeah, I miss doing the dice steeple too. Just kidding. No worries. I know you're just kidding. I know. That's good. Posted schedule weekly. Yep, that's going to happen. I'll make a Bob Rock. Hey, Sam. What's up, Bob? Good to see you, man. Thank you for being here. Let's see. We are about an hour and a half in now. Codenames duet only. 2-player code names is not. I don't think that would be bad. I think I would probably enjoy that. But to have like, I don't know, 8 people around the table just staring at things. That one. That's just so boring. Pictures at least give me something to look at. John Reed, hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, John? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Have JT do a playthrough of Ticket to Ride. Again, I don't want to make people do stuff they don't want to do. And I know JT doesn't want to do that. But if we get the Legacy Ticket to Ride, would JT do that? I don't know. He's in the chat. He'll say yes or no. Probably not. Happy Monday, John. Thank you for being here. You could both pick a game you like of a certain category. Why I think it's better choice. Yep. PAX Viking done yet? Nope. It's sitting right over there staring at me in the face. JT, ain't you supposed to be working? Here's JT has probably already been at work for close to 8 hours, I would imagine at this point. So we'll see. JT might do the Legacy one. He might do the Legacy one. You never know. But we'll have to see. I am working. Shh. Magic the Gathering or Keyforge? Neither. I just never was a Magic the Gathering player. Keyforge was cool. But again, I'm not very much a card game player. I want something else than just the card play. Curious Boxes here. Hello, Pedro. Good to see you, buddy. What you can't say neither. Yep, I can. If you can crash trains in it. I don't know what you can do in it. What Legacy game have you enjoyed the most and the least? Oh. The most has probably been Pandemic Legacy Season 1. That's the one that I probably enjoyed the most. The least... let me see. I remember... Oh, dadgummit. Pallid Hat? No. Gotta do this. Gotta go with publishers. There we go. Plaid Hat. Cannot remember the name of the game. I'm pretty sure Plaid Hat put it out. And I'm trying to find it. Oh, they've got so many Ashes stuff. There was one, oh my gosh, it was like super heavy on anti-colonialism, like super heavy-handed on it. And again, I'm not one for, colonizing whatever, but, and I don't think colonization was a good thing, don't get me wrong, historically speaking. Oh, yeah. Yep, there it is. Seafall. Yep. Seafall. I remember we started calling that Seafail. And it was really uncool because we really wanted to like Seafall. We really wanted. It was back when legacy games were just starting to pop, and this one was supposed to be like super duper involving. And I remember one of the things that you do is that you name your character at the beginning, and we all put a lot of time into, choosing just the right name for our character that we wanted, because we were of the opinion that we were going to have that character for the rest of the game. And after the intro scenario to that game, or a couple of scenarios, I can't remember exactly how many it was, it literally tells you to tear up that character and they're gone. You're not going to be able to use them anymore. You're going to create your new character. And so Z's character's name after that for the rest of the game was Hugh Cares. Hugh Cares. And that just cracked me up. Hey, Captain makes a lot of noise. What are you doing over here? Huh? What are you doing over here, little puppers? Huh? What are you doing over here, little puppers? Yes, I know. Let's see here. Well, so that's probably been Seafall was probably the least enjoyable one. I generally like legacy games. I like that overarching storyline that most legacy games have. So I generally like them, but Seafall was just didn't pop for me. Clank Legacies the most. Not card game lover either, Eric says. Role player adventures the worst. If that can be called legacy. I doubt it can be. Yep, Seafall is it. You're correct. Oh, Solo Thursday. New York Zoo. Easy and funnish. New York Zoo? That's like a super big game, isn't it? I remember JT. I think JT might have that still. I don't know if he does or not. We'll look into it. All right, 3:35. I'm going to get on out of here. I want to thank everybody for stopping by. Thank you, JT, for being here as well. It was cool to have your input on some of this stuff, because I appreciate that. But yeah, Seafall was that one, Ryan. Good one. You nailed it. Curious Box, have you tried Adventure Island? It's a very family-weight legacy game. Not many people seem to have enjoyed it. Huh. Adventure Island. I will write it down, Pedro. Adventure Island. Family weight legacy game. All right. And I wrote down Pedro. The community is still growing, so you might want to put videos of games like Catan, Carcassonne Azul, etc. to bring the new followers in, maybe. That might be good. That might be good. That might be good. Yep, absolutely. Well, I'm going to get on out of here. I do have some other things I need to be doing today, so thank you for joining us. We certainly appreciate you, and we hope that we'll see you here again on the flip side. Remember, if you enjoyed this content, to like the video. Give that thumbs up. I appreciate it. And subscribe if you can do that for the channel. Even click that bell icon so that you can be told when we have videos going live, because they'll send you a reminder whenever we schedule them. And we usually try to schedule them a little bit ahead of time. So at least 2 hours. I try to give you at least 2 hours. So that you can be here if that works out for you. But like, subscribe, hit that bell icon, and if you don't mind, you can even be a member of the channel as well. That's a good way to support us financially, so we appreciate you. I'm going to get on out of here, though. We'll see you guys and gals on the flip side. Come back tomorrow for time-honored Tuesdays live stream, and tomorrow afternoon, and it belongs in the museum tomorrow morning. We'll see you on the flip side. Take care.